Jonathan, it's been confirmed today that Ireland will co-host UEFA Euro 2028. It's a great result and a great day for Irish football.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I'm very pleased for all the people, particularly at the FAI, who've put in a huge amount of work to make today possible. And after all of that hard work, it's great to come to Geneva and to hear the news officially, if you like, in relation to the fact that we're going to be hosting the finals in the summer of 2028.
This is the third biggest sporting event in the world, with the UEFA Europa League final next year. It is great progress.
Yeah, look, it was one of our strategic objectives in our plan through to the end of 2025 was to host more international events. And I think with the hosting of the UEFA Europa League final in May 2024, and now with the games that we'll be hosting as part of the Euro 2028, we're showing that Ireland can be and is a player on the international football scene. And given where we've come from, that's a really important point for us.
Ireland fans will remember Euro 88, which will be 40 years later when we get to 2028. They're going to look forward to their team playing at the Aviva Stadium, which will be the Dublin Arena for the tournament. What can you tell them about qualification at this point?
Well, that's a question that's been asked a lot today already. It really sits with UEFA. We've made a proposal to UEFA as part of that wider bid, but we understand that it's up to them to decide how they allocate the 24 places for the tournament. We know that there'll be 2 places for automatic qualification. What we also know, or we believe, is that all of the 5 nations will be asked to be part of the qualification process. So the simplest way for me to address all of this is for us to qualify automatically from our group for Euro 2028. But otherwise, we'll have to wait and see what UEFA decide in relation to that process.
And if Ireland qualify, the hope is that 3 group games will be played in Dublin at the Dublin Arena. But how many games in total can we expect in Dublin?
Well, we're looking at 6 games. We've proposed 6 games in total, but again, UEFA have to ratify that. So we'd have 4 group games, but you're right. All 3 of our group games would be in our national stadium at the Aviva. So obviously that would be extremely exciting from a sporting perspective. Then beyond that, we're hosting a last 16 game and a quarter final. And in theory, it's possible that we could go through to each of those. So whilst we take every step by step, if you like, and every day by day, we're cautiously optimistic about what the tournament may mean for us from a sporting perspective.
And off the field, this can act as a catalyst now for investment across the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the financial benefit of hosting Euro 2028 is one of the areas that obviously we're pleased about on the back of today. And we already know that we'll have a €6.2 million legacy fund that we can invest back into grassroots and the League of Ireland. But we also know that this is part of our wider strategy in relation to the facility vision. We announced and proposed to government earlier in the year, and that's a very ambitious programme. It is over a 15-year period, but obviously Euro 2028 now will be a catalyst for that. We have one brilliant stadium that will be part of the bid and a part of the delivery for Euro 2028. But what we'd really like is a scenario whereby we have enough stadia, for example, for us to bid on a standalone basis for future underage international tournaments, for example. And that's going to take time. It's also going to take investment. But we take today as the starting point for the creation of the legacy for Irish football on the back of the award today.
And of course, football is a team game. You've mentioned FAI staff already, government, Department of Sport, the Aviva Stadium, Dublin City Council. There are a lot of people to thank.
Yeah, you mentioned them all there, but over the last 3 years we've worked very closely with government, with the Department of Sport in particular, and the Irish government and the department have always been hugely supportive of football, particularly during the pandemic. So to have worked as closely with them as we have done is very positive, and hopefully a sign of what we can do together moving forward. And our friends at Dublin City Council, of course, were so disappointed because we couldn't host the games in 2020 because of the pandemic. I hope we'll be really excited by today's news. And it goes without saying that David Carell and Aidan O'Brien at the FAI, who worked tirelessly actually, have done a great job, but that's with the support of all of our FAI staff. But finally, but perhaps most importantly, it's the fans. Irish fans are known worldwide for what they can bring to a tournament, and I think we will have their support during the tournament itself. But I don't think there's anyone who will be coming to the tournament itself who won't want to come to Ireland and to experience the atmosphere that those fans create, and overall what Ireland can offer as a country.